Time. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move, rockin' on? Now who wanna move, crossin' on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, single bottle, never stop it. So the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Dello. I'm joined by my co-host once again today on these lovely 3:30 shows, Gregory Luther. What is up, brother?
How you doing, man? How you doing? Can't complain about the weather, can ya?
No, it's nice and warm out. Faint thing, I can't complain because I'm fat, so it's hot.
Well, don't get used to it because it's going to get cold tomorrow and all next week, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, well, for me, that is.
So we are officially, I'm calling it draft week. We're 1 week
Yeah,
away
let's
from the
call it.
draft. It's draft
It's the week. Let's call it, man.
It's draft week, baby. I'm pumped.
Draft week.
I'm ready. I'm ready to see who we add to this team.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to add some damn good talent.
I mean, we've been talking draft for how many months now, man? I mean, it's just a matter of days now, right?
Oh, yeah. We're in the home stretch now. I'll probably miss it a little bit because, now these other guys, they're just dead to me.
Exactly.
These draft crushes, they're dead to me. You're not on my team.
Yep.
But it's okay because there will be guys that we get that will be on our team and we'll be excited about. We'll get to break them down. We'll get to talk about them for another several months till football comes back. So, who did everybody in the chat? We got Stranger was in there first, beating Crib,
Hey,
Foxy, Jerome,
Crypt. Hey, Foxy. Shout out to Foxy for tweeting out the three-way city hack. Glad you got it, bro.
Which I got to shout out Glenn Goodberry.
Oh,
send me this hat. Now I know not everybody might not
I was
like
gonna say, what the hell, Dale?
Hey, Glenn's my boy.
That's awesome.
And I hope we both get a Super Bowl because Buffalo is a long, struggling franchise like the Bengals. And I'd love to see us both get a Super Bowl. I will be rocking this thing. Matches my kid's school color, so now I'll have a hat because everything else is orange and black, which is where I work also, so it works out. But
there you go, man. There you go, man. That's your excuse. Then it's your school colors. You can get away with that.
That's right. So that's why are you wearing a bill? That's this kid's school colors. So got to support my kids, you know.
There you go.
All right, buddy.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Foxy's wearing that everywhere. He's just trying to entice some people into 3-6.
Well, Foxy's in Indiana, so some people in Indiana are like, oh, man, dude wants a three-way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's probably getting all the menage a trois.
There you go, Foxy.
It's supposed to be about 3-way chili, Foxy, just for the record.
Yeah.
In case you weren't sure what the hat was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
But this one, I kind of, titled it Draft Week, and I thought we could just be talking about kind of guys we would bang the table for, stand on the table, yell at Mike Brown and say, listen, this is who I'm taking if we were the scouts. Or even we may mix it up some and go by position. So maybe like a quarterback. We don't, maybe we'll take a late round quarterback, but just a quarterback maybe that you think, okay, this guy's going to be good. And I would take him if I had the number one pick. So We'll start there. I think Coach Cam may be joining us. Looks like Jeff Rowe must still be working on his house or whatever he's supposedly doing.
Working, Jeff.
Who knows what he's really doing? It's hard to tell with Jeff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the man was on vacation for over a week. He comes back and he's just like, oh, now I'm too busy again. It's like, no one believes you. He probably went on another vacation.
Knowing him, probably so.
So we got Jeremy. He's already saying he's gonna stand on the table for Forbes at 28.
I can't blame him for that. Cannot blame him for that.
I mean, all signs are pointing toward Forbes as one of the most likely picks. I mean, It's kind of been Michael Mayer this whole process. Cincinnati kid would like to play here. They've met with him some, and now they've met with Forbes twice. They seem to be interested in corners, but they Seems like they really like Forbes. So I put out something on Twitter. I think those are probably the top 2 still most likely guys to be drafted. And if all the stuff about Mayer going to Dallas, not getting past Dallas, if he gets to Dallas at 26, makes it more likely, okay, Forbes could be the guy there.
Yeah, exactly. But let me ask you this, Dale. Do we ever see any mocks? And I think I saw one mock where it's near where Forbes could be gone. I've never really seen any mocks where Forbes could be gone. Have you before 28 Forbes? So,
I mean, I haven't, but like, it just seems like right now that everybody's like, that's the guy, and it just seems like something's going to happen and he's going to be gone. There could be a run on corners. I mean, even Deonte Banks could go, like the Ravens, the Vikings. There's a lot of teams that have a need at corner.
Right. Exactly, man. So you just never know.
Then you go into Cam Smith. Is everybody comfortable enough with Cam Smith as that next corner maybe after that first group of 5?
Well, Cam Smith is a slot corner, correct?
He plays outside. I think he could play either. He's going to start out as an outside corner for sure.
Pro Football Focus had him rated as a slot corner / safety. I'm like, whoa.
Nah, he'll be a corner, I think.
All right.
But if we're starting at quarterback, because they're one of these quarterbacks that you would say, okay, that's my guy. If you're in the war room and you had to make that pick at number 1 overall, let's say, who is your guy at quarterback this year?
I mean, I'll be straight with you, Dale. I didn't do much research, but from what I'm hearing, Bryce Young. I mean, if he was just 6'1", 6'2", he'd be the for sure lock. But Bryce Young's a winner and all that and stuff. Man, he's proven himself. Although I thought it was down to him and C.J. Stroud, but I'm hearing reports C.J. Stroud is falling off people's boards right now. I mean, I told you, my brother-in-law being a Colts fan, it looks like they'll get their quarterback at number 4. They may get the second best quarterback off the board at 4. So if we're talking the one, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young sounds like the one to me right now.
Yeah, I mean, as the guy who's probably going to go number 1, but is that your guy?
Not really. There really isn't any guy. Will Levis, hell no, and all that. If I got a guy eating banana peels, and put mayonnaise in coffee, that's a red flag. I'm just kidding. But
so you've got a guy that you've got out. You don't have a guy that you're like.
No, I really don't have a guy that there's no Joe Burrow in this year's draft. I'm like, that's my guy.
And man, I seen where Will Levis is now the betting favorite to go number 2 in this draft, and I'm like, wow.
Dude, we got Joe. I just thank the Lord every day, man. We got Joe Burrow we got the number 1 pick at the right time, right year.
Like Will J here said, it's lying season. Stroud is stock. I tend to agree with you. It is that time of the year that I try not to pay too much attention to all that.
Right.
But man, there's just anytime it comes to betting and money and odds on favorites and stuff, you got to at least raise an eyebrow at it. Because I mean. Levis hasn't been up there this whole process. Now all of a sudden they're talking about him as number 2, and it's like, oh shit, man! If the Texans, and it's the Texans, who the hell knows what they're going to do? So, would it absolutely shock me if they took him? No, but it'd be one of those like, whew, they're seeing something that a lot of other people aren't.
If the Raiders were picking up there, I mean, Lord knows what the Raiders do every year,
Yeah, and I think if I had to go with one guy, I would probably still stick with Stroud. I mean, I do like Bryce Young. Like, I think they're very close as prospects, but if I was building my franchise, give me the guy who just, I don't know. I feel like he's only getting better. Like, the way he played against Georgia in that bowl game was insane. Touch. You get him to use his mobility a little bit more. He becomes even more dangerous as a passer because it's something he just refused to do most of the time in Ohio State till, like, basically that very last game. And it just opened his whole game up, it seemed like.
Yeah, the knock on Stroud is going to be, look what he did against Michigan. He's lost 2 in a row against Michigan. I get that. But, Dale, you and I were texting back and forth during that Georgia game against Ohio State should have won that. That game was stolen from Ohio State. I have no problem saying that. He did, and when Harrison was out, that really hurt a lot. But, dude, Stroud, man, proved to me that he was a top pick. I mean, I think Stroud's not getting the respect he deserves. I'd have no issue with Stroud as my quarterback.
Now, is there a guy on the back end that you like? Because it's seeming like the Bengals could be bringing in somebody for a backup quarterback. They've had Aiden O'Connell in. They've had Dorian Thompson-Robinson in.
Yeah, that Dorian. Oh, go ahead.
I kind of like Malik Cunningham in that mix as well, but there's also guys like Max Duggan, Stetson Bennett, maybe guys that are a little more mobile.
Yeah.
It's kind of that whole grouping there, minus O'Connell.
Stenson Bennett, I mean, for the report I heard, if he was just 3 or 4 inches taller, he'd be in the conversation as the top pick. I mean, that dude has a cannon for an arm. I mean, I know the Bengals haven't talked to him, but if that guy could be my backup quarterback, sign me up for that, man.
Right. But he's not 3 or 4 inches taller, right?
No.
But if I had 3 or 4 more inches on my package, my wife would be a lot happier. But, that's not the case. So you got to go with what you have.
Right. No, I get you. But I wouldn't mind him as my backup.
No, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about him, but I am curious to see who we bring in. I just hope we bring in somebody that we can develop as a good backup. But it's Joe Burrow or bust, really.
Right.
And it seems like they've been high on Jake Browning, where they brought him up late in the season, giving him some paydays. So I still think he could be in that mix as a quarterback. But
yeah, Dorian Thompson, I know he visited. He's an intriguing prospect too. I wouldn't be mad if we got him. I just don't know if I'd rather, Trevor Siemian, I wonder whatever happened with him. I'd rather just sign someone like him and all that,
Hey, Teddy B's still out there.
Teddy B. Hey, I would still take A.J. McCarron, but from my understanding, McCarron wants his kids to see him play. In the NFL, he would just be as a backup. But if McCarron said he's going to be a backup in the NFL again, sign me up for McCarron.
I just, I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out, but I would say somebody like Bridgewater, they're still waiting maybe to get paid after the draft shakes out.
Right.
There's still somebody that might want to bring him in to compete or something at that point.
Right.
But running back. So is there a running back that you just like, all right, this is my guy. I have to have him. I want him here. And, you could say, I want him here at this round. That's when I would bang the table for this guy.
So we're going round. Okay, for what you and Santori have been hyping him up, the Anaconda. If we can get him in the 4th round, that's a steal right there. Sign me up for that. Jahmyr Gibbs, I want to say, Bijan Robinson, we just can't talk because he's not going to be there. But no, Bijan Robinson, I would take that 1st round. Gibbs, I think, is just a tad bit high. 2nd round, yes, but 1st round, a little steep for me.
So Bijan's there at 28. The Bengals are like, all right, we like Emmanuel Forbes at corner, but you're in that war room. What are you going to say to convince them that they should take Bijan over Forbes at that point?
What am I going to say? I'm going to say you got an all-round player here. You're getting an all-round player who's an immediate contributor, year 1 and out. You get him for 5 years and all that. That's usually how much running back is usually good for 5 years with you. He can pass block. He can do multiple things to that position. That's exactly he is everything you want in a running back.
Yeah, I was trying to get this comment too about A-Chain. Yeah, we're very high on A-Chain as well. Like I told, because we covered running backs on Friday with Derek and Joe. And I said, they're so hyped on the Gibbs trade, both of those guys, which I'm fringe, I'm not going to be mad at it, but I've got several other players I'd take ahead of him at 28. But I said, go watch A-Chain. Like, if you guys fell in love with just watching Gibbs and how explosive he is, go watch A-Chain. He's not the same as a pass catcher, but you want the guy that's explosive like he is, that could be your home run hitter. That's A-Chain out of Texas A&M. So I agree with that one. I don't know that there's guys I guess if I'm standing on the table, I like your Bijan one because I think if he's there at 28, I got him as my 7th overall best player. So it would make sense at that point to want to bang the table and say, hey, too good to pass up. Duke stood up there and said, we're taking best player, we're taking best player, we're taking best player today.
Right.
So if you're going to say that and Robinson falls somehow to 28, well, here he is. Here's probably your best player. There's not that many guys in the draft that are better than him, let alone that'll be there at 28 potentially. So I might be on board with that one. And then I think my other guy is probably Tajay Spears. If he falls to the end of the 3rd, I just think he does enough well of everything. He's good at everything that I could see him being an every down back. And I think he would be damn good on this team. I think he can block. I think he can catch passes. I think he's a good runner. Watch him against USC in that bowl game when he was the MVP in the Cotton Bowl this past year. Damn good player. So I think if I had to pick one, probably him, and it would probably be at the end of round 3. Now, if he's still there. But Roschon Johnson, somebody, maybe at the end of round 4 that I'd feel similar about. But we've talked about him quite a bit as well, too. So
right.
We'll move on to wide receiver. Is there a guy at wide receiver that you're like, all right, this is my guy. Got to take him if he falls to X spot?
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, there's nobody in the first round. I mean, nobody in the first round catches my attention or anything. I mean, if we're talking later rounds, that Michigan State wide receiver I know has been talked about a lot. Great special teams guy. They can fit. I was going to say your guy Mingo, but I'll let you talk about him because I know that's your guy and all that. I would definitely like him. Tank Dell, he keeps falling in mock drafts. That's someone you have to consider. Anybody that's got speed, that can play the slot, maybe eventually play some Tyler Boyd, but can also play special teams. Sign me up for that person.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I don't know that I have one guy, but it's kind of a cluster of guys. So it would be like, I don't think Tank Dell gets to the end of the 4th, but where I'd be comfortable taking a receiver that's probably not going to give me much offensive output, but maybe some special teams as far as year 1.
Right.
It would be the 4th or 5th round.
Right.
So I don't think Dell will fall, but maybe Jaden Reed could from Michigan State, maybe. And then I've talked about Trey Palmer quite a bit from Nebraska. And then you mentioned Iosovas, so I'll mention him since you talked about him yesterday. Yep. And then another guy is Parker Washington from Penn State. He's like 5'9", very good at contested catches. Production wasn't what you wanted to see out of Penn State this year, but he's also a return guy. And I think he'll eventually be good. If I got him in like the 5th round, Parker Washington from Penn State, I'd be thrilled with that. So a guy like that I know has upside, I'd bang the table for. Now, we got some people here saying, we got Will Lewis saying, Tyler Scott in the 4th, man. Everything I've seen, people think he's still going in the 2nd round at some point, which makes me think maybe he makes it to the 3rd, but 4th would be, especially where we pick. The end of the 4th, I'd be surprised. Yeah, Mims, Mims at the end of the 3rd would be a damn good pick, and then Washington as well. So Spears 4th or 5th. Yeah, the ACL's injuries are a concern.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'd get him in the 4th. I'd really bang the drum for that, but I still think I just like him enough in the 3rd. And then I've talked about Izzy, so Izzy at the end of the 3rd too for running backs. But you have so we're kind of on the same page with the receivers then. It's basically somebody that can give us return value, potentially be slot guys or outside.
Right.
That's the thing to me. I don't care where they're at because you can always move Chase more into the slot. I mean, Chase is going to be productive wherever you play him.
Yeah, no, like I said, the Princeton guy we were talking about yesterday, I if we got him in the 4th or 5th round, man, I will be jumping up and down for that. I mean, gives good height, weight, speed, and all that. Sign me up for that right there.
Yeah. And then tight end, which is a position we've talked about.
This is the one here we go.
So I'll let you go first on all these today because I kind of went first yesterday with my draft crushes in general. So a guy you pound the table, and in what round?
It's close. I would pound it. So it's close between pound the table for Michael May in the 1st round and Tucker Kraft in the 2nd. I got to tell you, man, I'm really pounding the table for Tucker Kraft in the 2nd. If Tucker Kraft is there, I am running with my damn shirt off all around the backyard. I don't care who thinks I'm a maniac. I'm going Tucker Kraft 2nd round, buddy. If we get Michael May in the 1st round, I'll still do it and all that. But dude, Tucker Kraft, I'm really on the train right now with.
Yeah, you're in love with you some Tucker Kraft.
Yes.
Man, this is tough. Honestly, it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I'll say if Darnell Washington fell to pick 60, I'd be more comfortable to take him there, 6'7", 260, good blocker, and I'm going to develop his pass catching, throughout this season and have him more that role next year. But the guy can just utilize, but I would have to get him at pick 60. And then I'd love to just somewhere, I don't know the round, but like Wiley and Kuntz, I've spoke a lot about those guys. I would just love to have Kuntz athleticism, and Wiley I think is going to just be a good, solid tight end.
Yeah, no. We get Kuntz in the 4th round. That's an A+ right there. I just have a feeling Kuntz might get picked a little higher because of his stock going up and his height and his speed. I mean, that's what my fear is. I could see him going in the 3rd round before we pick.
I actually hadn't seen this, but Crip's still talking about it. Yeah, we'll probably get a mock draft in, Crip, at some point. We're just we're gonna go through this exercise and then maybe win with a mock draft. Yeah, some people like Brenton Strange from Penn State. He's a bit undersized, but I mean Penn State just produces tight ends, and like guy that probably end up being better in the NFL than he was in college. It just seems like that's how it works with the Penn State guys. They can be solid in college, but then they're even better in the pros.
No. I told you, Mel Kiper in one of his mock drafts had him as a second-round pick, man.
Yeah, I think that's reaching there. I mean,
Yeah.
I still like look at. I'm kind of with Will. I've got him in that fifth round spot, but like the end of the fourth wouldn't be like a shock because you're basically close to the fifth. So that's our tight ends. We'll move on to O lineman. This one, I mean, we'll probably be on the same page maybe with this.
Yeah.
DeJuan Jones at 60, since that's floated out there.
Why not? You took the words right. I know I said Tucker Kraft, but no, let me ask you this. If it came down between Tucker Kraft and DeJuan Jones, who you taking?
I'm taking Jones because I think the fall off that offensive line is way more drastic after Jones at right tackle than it would be at tight end for the third and fourth rounds coming up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you run to the podium. I mean, I bet that's so I would really be on. I mean, Blake Freeland, maybe third or fourth round, but nothing crazy. But I tell you, McClendon, I trust Parker. If you get McClendon the fifth or sixth round, that's an A+ right there, apparently, according to Parker.
I mean, even if you miss your tackles, and let's say you get a McClendon or a Steen from Bama, or one of those guys at the end of the third or the end of the fourth, I'm okay with that too. Now, you're probably not getting a starter year one, and that's the problem. We've got so many guys on the offensive line. If we're going to bring somebody in, we need somebody that's going to bump Jonah off the roster, basically, with a trade or, whatever. Because we just got so many bodies right now at the offensive line position.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a guy after the third round, he's not going to be guaranteed Jonah's spot. He'll be in competition. But, if we got DeJuan Jones, he's your right tackle. But after that, man, like Steen or McClendon, they would have to be in competition with, Jackson Carman or whoever,
Yeah, and even if Jones, let's say he did come in, he's out of shape, and they're pissed off and this and that, then they're going to work his butt into shape. He might not start week one, but I think they'd be able to get him up to speed. He's talented enough that there's no reason he shouldn't be able to become a starter unless he just sabotages himself, honestly.
Right, exactly.
So I'll just combine guard and center to interior O-line because I don't know.
Me neither.
How much will take any of these guys, but is there a guy you'd say, okay, we got to have him at this round? I'll say, I guess, a guy that's, to me, because he's injured, so if he's there in, I'll say the end of the fifth, Andrew Voorhees from USC.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Because
you could set him a year. He's not going to affect your roster numbers.
Do we really want to go that Cedric Ogbuehi route again, though, man?
Well, this is different. We were Ogbuehi was first round. We're talking a guy in the fifth round. That's
yeah.
I'm way more comfortable taking the risk in the fifth round.
Yeah, you know what? I guess so, because he's been mocked to us a couple. Why not? You know what? I mean, would you rather get a guy in the fifth round that shows potential, or a guy that's going to show potential? You just got to wait a year. That's what you got to ask yourself.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, with all the numbers we have, the guys that we've brought back, I don't know how many of these guys in the interior line make the team over the guys already in the building.
Right.
I'm just not sure. So with that, I mean, Voorhees could set a year, and you've got an extra draft pick coming in next year. But like I said, that'd be fifth round or so, because he's missing this season. So you don't take him any earlier than the fifth.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've got some other names here. Patterson at Notre Dame, Carter Warren from Pitt, Voorhees, Carter Warren. Yeah. Chandler Zavala is a guy who in the third. Yeah, Chris, I'm thinking he's not going to be there either. I've seen him move up this whole process like crazy. A guy at first wasn't even on my radar. Now, I think I'd be surprised if he gets to the end of the third, because it's not really a deep class at guard either. He could end up being, to me, guard 4, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
I have him as guard 7.
Right.
But it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being guard 3 or 4 in this class.
Yeah.
So, But that's kind of our interior O-line. I mean, center-wise, I just don't see us taking one, but I do like Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I won't bang the table for the Bengals, but I would bang the table for somebody to draft him in the second round. 6'6", center / guard, versatile. I mean, when that guy gets on the run and blocks people, it's just fascinating to watch.
Hey.
And coming from Wisconsin, that's a freaking O-line factory. So
three schools that produce great O-line: Wisconsin, Iowa, and Notre Dame. If you come out of one of those three schools, that sign me up right there. I mean, that's a good reputation.
The odds are very high in that.
Yes.
Now, I wouldn't be, like Chris is saying, if Tippmann's there in the third, if he's there at the end of the third, I would have a hard time passing him even. And I would say, okay, you're immediately in a competition with, our left guard. Slipped my name all of a sudden.
Volson.
Yeah, Volson at left guard. You're competing with him, and then, I mean, you could always move around, too, where you've got Karras has played left guard, and if Tippmann's more natural at center, you'd have some options there on your interior O-line.
Right.
Moving on to DN. Is there a guy you're like, all right, there's an edge player here, gotta have him in this round. Look at this guy coming in 30 minutes late.
Yeah, where you been, Cam?
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Huh?
So I'm just getting in. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no, excuses, Cam.
Hey, Iceman ain't even showing up, so you're doing better than him.
Hey, I don't even have a brew right now. I'm drinking on Diet Coke.
Hey, whatever works. We're talking about pounding the table for guys. We just went through the offense, so we're moving to the defense. I'll give you a chance to maybe go back through some of your offensive guys if you want.
No, you're good. You're good.
But so Greg, do you have an edge or a defensive end? And we're kind of just saying, like, you can pick the round for this player. Like, this player's here in the third. Oh, I got to have him here.
Got you. Okay.
Could be anybody.
Okay, I got to make this one count here. You know what? Nolan Smith, I just don't think he's going to be there. But if he's in there at 28, if him and Forbes are there, do you take Nolan Smith over Forbes? Two premium positions. I mean, I'd love to have Nolan Smith. He tested out very well. I know the Bengals like him, but I just don't. But if he's there at 28, do you take Forbes or Nolan Smith?
Personally, I probably take Forbes just because I don't know where Nolan Smith's going to play. Like, I know he's great rushing off the edge, but I just think his frame he would be great as a 3-4 outside linebacker.
Yeah, I agree with that. A double A, that's what I'm going to call him. Second round, he's going to be gone by the second round we pick. I also think too. I know I keep saying that so much, but that's just what I.
What do you think about Nolan Smith, Cam, on that?
I mean, I like Nolan Smith. It could be like a wild card type of player. I just don't see the fit necessarily.
Right.
Like where, I mean, obviously, you put him in on pass rush downs early, but I'm just not sure like how he would fit our team. You know what I mean? And I think that's for me is where I'm kind of like I'm not sure about Nolan Smith. The talent is there for sure. So I mean, maybe he's one of those guys that you can you can play, but I'm not sure in our defense he can be like a 3-down player.
Now, do you have a guy more of an edge defensive end guy that if he's there, no matter you can pick the round and the player, that if he's there in that round, you're like, all right, I want him here.
I do agree with Greg. Like if it's double A at 60, I would love to take him. If somehow, some way, Laporta gets to the third round to us, I say jump all over that. I don't think it'll happen. I think he'll be going in the second or early third. But if he does, I would definitely take him.
So I tell you one, man, I don't know if I could do it at the end of the second, but I'd be tempted. I'd be tempted to let Tooley get past us from USC at pick 60. I'd have a tough time.
I'm sorry, we're doing defense. I went to offense. I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't get your offensive guys in, so. But so Tooley at defensive end to me is the guy that and you said AA for Audible Warrior, which I have him listed on my thing as a D tackle, but he is an edge, like so. I mean, that's not a bad one. I have him, man. I have him moving up there. That I could easily see him being the pick in the first. But yeah, if he was there at 60, I can't complain with that. But I think Tooley for me, I couldn't let Tooley get by. Derek Hall's really moved up, so he would be in the conversation at 60.
It's Auburn, right?
Yeah. He seems a lot like once you start looking at him like Carl Lawson, it's hard to unsee because the same school, everything like. But other than that, is there anybody else on the edge? That's kind of Tooley's probably my guy that I'd pound the table for.
I like what I think Will J in the comments said about Carl Brooks. I like Carl Brooks a lot.
Another guy I've got at D tackle. See, I got some of those guys that listed at which I know he played more edge at Bowling Green, but I'm trying to project these guys to.
Yeah, I think he'll be more of a 3-tech and something we really, really need, which is pressure up the middle. That's a guy too that he's saying in the third round. I mean, what do you have him graded as, Dale? Would that be like a reach there in the third a little bit, or would you take Carl Brooks?
For Brooks, I have him. Yeah, I have him in the third round as a D tackle. So he's actually my 9th rated D tackle. And honestly, I've probably got, like I said, 2 other guys that some people will have listed at DN. I just project them. The Bengals needing 3-tech and the defense we run is why I put them at D tackles.
Gotcha.
So moving on to D tackles. So you guys already said some of these, but my guy is right at pick 28 with this one, and it's Cansey. If he falls, I want him. Like, everything is all over the map with this guy. I seen a mock draft today, and he was going 6th to Detroit. It was the Locked On mock draft, like for all the different Locked On networks.
Yeah.
So like this was a Lions person who does their Locked On that picked Cansey 6th.
Wow.
So I was like, whew, I hadn't seen that high, but and he didn't. Did you guys see where he didn't have any top 30 visits?
Yeah, I saw that. What's going on with that?
What does that to me? Like, what does that even mean? Like,
it's either really good or really bad, right? So I think it's really good for him. Probably he probably has no medical concerns, no character concerns out there. So it's just like, but you still thought somebody'd bring him in just to chat him up if they're interested in taking him, but maybe teams aren't wanting to tip their hand because they're so high on him,
right?
That they're not wanting somebody else to know how high they are on him.
Can we just say he's this year's title Linderbaum pretty much?
I think probably he's probably going to be the guy that goes like super high that everybody thought would be maybe be close to the 20s and he don't get close to it.
Right.
So it's starting to feel that way, but so it's probably a pipe dream on my part to say him at 28, but I'm still holding that little flicker of hope. And who do you guys have for D tackles? And it could be any round.
Let's see here. Well, Jalen Carter, even though it's not going to happen, he's only doing top 10 visits, but if he's there, hell yeah, I'm taking him. That's not an opinion. That's a fact pretty much. Other D tackles, though, after that, I really don't see. I have to go back. Cam, you think of that one. Let me go back and look at a couple here.
I mentioned one earlier. Carl Brooks in the third round would take him. I mean, obviously I'm with Greg. I always said, please, take, please Jalen Carter drop for, his troubles. But
right.
I know that's not gonna happen either. Mainly, the Carl Brooks in the third one, because I just don't want to get attached to Cansey. I don't. I got attached to him. It just seemed like he might be going top like 12. It sounds like for real, honestly.
Yeah, Breesy. Breesy. I was thinking of Breesy, but what do you say about Breesy? Breesy is such a mystery to me.
Oh man, this is tough.
He is a mystery. I like him.
Yeah,
I do, but it's like, when you pick at 28, these players aren't going to be, perfect products or anything like that. They're going to have weaknesses. So, Breesy is someone we can work with. But I know the Clemson guy that's normally in here says he plays better at the end, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've had a really tough time with Brzee, and I honestly, he's almost like one of the guys that I don't really want at 28.
Right.
So I just feel like there's a good chance it happens almost. I'm trying to prepare myself for it at this point, a week out, because I'm like, not that I don't think he can end up being a good player, but there's so many guys I'm way higher on than him that it'd be a little disappointing.
Right.
He just plays too up high, like he's 6'5".
Yeah,
and I think that's part of his problem and why he don't play as well at the 3 tech, because of the leverage issues. And he's not, I don't see the explosion from him. Like, that's why it's so hard, because no one's Cansey. There's Cansey, and Cansey to me is more explosive than Carter. Now, Carter's better all-around defensive tackle, but...
Hey, Dale, Strawberry just messaged he wants a link.
But tell him the damn link is on the damn...
Buddy, I'm just giving you the update, man. That's what I thought the same, too. It says link.
Tell him it's in our group, Twitter group. The same one we've been in for like a month, and I put the link in on the daily. Iceman, it's in our Twitter thing.
Yes.
Comment on here. This man. It's in the same group we've been in, Iceman.
Where you been, Ice? Yo, you're now done working on your house now. Now you decide to join us. Thank you so much, Ice.
But Breesy, and then like Dexter's another guy from Florida that's just...
Dale, you scare me away from him, man. Like you said, his production and his frame do not match. That kind of scares me off a little bit.
It's these guys that just like, man, I don't see no explosiveness in their first step. Like, I want a guy that's just gonna... I don't know, man. It's hard. Oh, yeah, everybody wants a Geno Atkins, right? Everybody wants that. But I'm not even saying we got to have that. I need more flashes of that.
Yes, it is, Strawberry. It's in there.
Oh, my gosh. Let me try to find him a link. I'll move on to linebacker. Not that we need one.
No.
So this can kind of be like quarterback. We did quarterback. We just said league-wide. Like we talked about who would our top guy be or whatever. So is there a linebacker that you guys, for another team, you say, okay, this guy's going to be an absolute stud game record?
I got to go upon pace, man. My UC guy. Why not? If I get him in the 6th round, I'll run up to the podium.
Naked?
Yeah, sure.
How are you running up to the podium? You going to be there?
Yeah, I'd run up to the – I wish I could be there, but I'm there the first day. Not in the first round, though, but we'll see. I'll take upon pace. I would also take Noah Sewell.
I'm trying to find it, and then he shows up back here.
What up?
What the hell, man?
Did you blow the freaking Twitter thing up? I don't know where the damn link was at. My bad. I'm out here chilling outside. I figured it's a nice day. I'll sit here and talk to you guys like this.
You're not very professional.
Yeah.
I never claimed to be professional, so I'm good. What's up? What are we talking about? Her Cansey and his short arms.
Talking about linebackers now. So, Cam, you got a linebacker that you'd be like, this is the guy.
Jack Campbell, man.
Yeah, Chris, that's the one I was thinking too.
He's gonna be really good. I think he's gonna be really good. If somehow, he dropped, that would be a case where you just might have that would be the best player available. Like, so if that's true, where they take BPA, that would be him at 28. But we don't need it.
Well, at 60, maybe. I don't know. I'd take any linebacker at 28.
Yeah, we're not taking any linebackers in this draft. I don't think.
Well, no. What about Noah Sewell? We can take Sewell, so that way all the Sewell supporters can shut up and say, "Hey, we took Sewell." So shut up.
He's just he's not the athlete. Like,
I know.
His 40 time wasn't good. He's
right.
I mean, I think it was better even than what some people thought it would be, because he's just, I don't know. He's not a super great athlete. I've seen him going anywhere. Like, I've seen him potentially going like 4th round now. When at one time he was like maybe a 1st, 2nd round pick. But I've seen a lot of him moving down to maybe 4th round. I do like that Jack Campbell. That was the thing. Is like, oh, he's 6'5", team leader. Oh, he's productive, but he's going to test bad. Dude went out there and lit up the testing, and his RAS is almost a 10. And it's like, shit, with how good he was in his production. Like, I think he's going to be a stud in this league. I have Nolan Smith listed as a linebacker, so that's my cop-out answer for linebacker.
There you go. Hey, I just got a message back from Angelo Dawkins. He's going to jump on our draft show, too.
Man, I don't even know how many people you got coming on that thing. It's going to be insane.
I'm going to be sending links to everybody and see what they'll watch it all jump on at the same time.
Yeah, they'll all try to come on at the Bengals pick, and you can only have 10 people on the stream at once.
There you
It's
go.
going to just go down right at the Bengals pick. That we're going to do all that work, and then it's just going to crash.
All the viewership will go away.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on now. Moving on to cornerback.
Uh-oh.
Any round player that you would be like, all right, got to have him. I want him. You might have a lot of similar answers here.
Manuel Forbes, 28. I mean, the more if Joe Goodberry can speak on that. He's got him ranked higher than Gonzalez. I mean, like I wasn't really for corner 28. Now it just makes too much sense. I go Forbes at 28.
If the right tackle's not there, the tight end's not there, I think it's before it was a 28.
Yeah,
what I've been saying. Just they've had him in the visit a couple of times. They've talked to him a ton of times. So I think it's him.
I think that's accurate. So,
yeah, that's accurate, Will.
Yeah, very much so.
Cam, who do you got?
Man, what are you talking about? Greg keeps dunking all over me, Crip.
What?
He said you're putting your nuts all in my face and everything dunking on me. I don't know.
What?
I think Chris been enjoying that 420 all day long.
I guess so.
If somehow I know he's not gonna fall. I think he's the best corner in the draft. I like Witherspoon, of course, obviously. I'm with you, Greg. I think Forbes is there. You take him. I'm kind of sold on him now. I kind of already pictured him in stripes. We've been talking about Forbes so much these last couple weeks. I think I'll be a little bit disappointed if we didn't grab him.
It just makes sense because they're probably not going to sign Cheeto after this year.
Yeah.
So your two corners of the future could be Kane Taylor-Britt and Forbes. It's not bad.
No.
Yep, like I say, he's a willing tackler. He can make plays. So
got to put some weight on him though.
Yeah.
Hey, Forbes and Cam combined together, FC Cincinnati.
Only you would think of that, Greg.
Yeah.
I got a million of them.
Yeah.
Well, we know Strawberry, you know the story, right? If we do get Cam Smith, with Cam and Cam, right?
What's the story?
You explain it, Dale.
If we got Cam
Smith,
Cam Taylor, Britt, it'd be Cam. And then we put their pictures on some beer cans, and Derek has Cam titties.
I like that.
Then we could do a shirt, Derek.
But I will say that,
Derek,
I will say this though, Julius Brents. If we for some reason we don't go corner first round, Julius Brents, like Dale, I know you were obsessed with him even before he was rising up the charge. Him in the second round, wouldn't complain about or anything.
That's who I was getting ready to say, Greg. I
like Julius Brents.
If we don't go corner in the first and Brents is there at 60, I pound it. Give me the guy at 6'3", all those tools for Lou to work with. So I would definitely be all about adding him at 60 for sure. So safety there, I don't know that there's a safety.
No, Branch. I wouldn't take Branch in the first. I just wouldn't.
Not at 28 now.
I'll take Branch at 60.
Yeah, let's put it that way. I don't know if I need to take him at 60, man. I really don't want to take a safety in the first 3 rounds.
Well,
I'll tell you who I like. Okay, like Ronnie Hickman from Ohio State, if we want to add some depth.
Well, you would for a Ohio State fan.
Well, but I'm saying like 5th round, the end of the 5th round. He's somebody I think that could end up, you're just asking him to be a backup and a special teamer. Give me that guy in the 5th round. He's still young. He should have went back to school for another year, honestly.
Right.
So you
he's got talent.
Still on the DeJuan Jones at 60? You still on that?
Yeah, we mentioned that. We went through offense. Cam missed that as well. So I can let you and Cam go back and do the offense. Me and Greg will just kind of set this one out. But we started at quarterback and just kind of – Greg said, he didn't really love any of them. But, Bryce Young probably going number 1. And I said, I maybe still lean Stroud. I like his accuracy.
I like Stroud better. I mean, just size-wise and everything. And I don't see why people say Bryce Young is so much better than him. I mean, I guess accuracy, but I guess maybe I didn't watch enough Alabama. I mean, he's a good quarterback, don't get me wrong. But For me, I take Stroud at number one just because he gets hit, dude. He's going to get hurt.
Dual overhead cam, exactly. And then what are we going to do if we end up drafting Juice Scruggs from Penn State late in the draft? Double juice gang.
Double juice gang. There you go.
There you go.
Double up the juices.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm picking Stroud, number one overall. Like I said, it's just the size, being able to make all the throws. I mean, smaller quarterbacks is just I fear they get injured. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
and the thing with him, it's not even so much the height; it's the weight. He's not that big. I mean, if you look at the smaller quarterbacks like
Kyler Murray,
big. Kyler Murray is they're big, broad shoulder guys. I mean, he's skinny. That's just the thing with me. And I don't think there's that big of a difference between him and Stroud. So
now the next one is running back. And Jeff, how we've been doing this is you can pick any guy and say, okay, if they're in this round. So maybe it's this guy in the fourth round, or you can go first. It's whatever prospect.
Well, if Bijan is there at 28, I'm taking him. But I don't think that's right. But
that's what Greg went with.
Yeah, I mean, the guy I like is the kid from Tulane. And I think we get him in like the second, third round.
I said that was my guy for the third, Tajay Spears.
Yeah, Spears. Yeah, I've been on his train for a while. I like him at second. Hopefully, get him in the third. I mean, that's because to me, what they're looking for a cornerback, a right tackle, a running back, and possibly a wide receiver in this draft. Wide receiver / kick returner.
Cam, you got a running back that in a certain round you would take him and be like, hell yeah, that's my guy.
I like the Tajay Spears round 3. I like Roshan Johnson, Texas, round 4. I would take him round 4.
Yeah.
I like him a lot too. I think he'll be able to block and be a three down back for us.
Hell yeah, that's another one. And I said Izzy was another one I had in there too.
Yeah. I like Izzy too.
All right, moving on to wide receiver. So you guys can play with this one however you want because I know it's not a huge need for the Bengals. So you can even do like league wide like we did quarterbacks, whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't even really paid that much attention to the wide receivers other than the kid out of Ohio State. I mean, the wide receiver class is not that great. Tank Dell is one that would be nice because if we get him in the fourth, he can also be your kick returner. That's because we got to find somebody to possibly replace Tyler Boyd because he's most likely gone after this year.
Yeah, definitely have to find a slot guy. I do like Tank Dell. A wide receiver I do like is kind of a wild card for me. It'll have to be like the third round if he's there, or maybe fourth. Is A.T. Perry from Wake Forest. I just like his playmaking ability at 6'4". And much we hate to say it, T. Higgins is not signed yet. So that could be that type of replacement. So
who's the kid out of Boston College, Dale?
Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I've got him as my number 2 receiver.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's.
I think he's going top 20.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get him, but that's one I like too.
I moved Cedric Tillman up to my wide receiver number 5. I've been talking about him so much. I said I'm just doing it. Like my final rankings are done. From Tennessee, I think he would have. He was injured some this year, but I think he would have been talked about more than Jalen Hyatt. So I went ahead and made the move, moved him above him and Josh Downs. So it's a little high, but hey, that's what I like.
How we feel about Marvin Mims?
I like him too. That's what somebody mentioned him. And we talked about Parker Washington. Parker Washington was a guy I mentioned. If I get him in the 5th round, I want one of the return guys: Trey Palmer, Parker Washington, Jaden Reed. Give me the guys that have return ability.
All right.
I think Mims, man. Honestly, Mims could be. To me, Mims could go in the 2nd round. I wouldn't bat my eyes at all because I think he's that talented. I think he is on a level above all these other guys I mentioned.
Gotcha.
So let me ask you guys a question. This is something that Richard Skinner said on my show earlier today. that he thinks that that there's a chance that the Bengals could just bypass offensive line altogether in this draft, because if the guys that they want aren't there, which they might not be. What do you guys thoughts on that? I mean, I think the only two really is DeJuan Jones and Darnell Wright. I think that beyond that, I don't know if there's anybody else out there they really would want.
I agree. What's crazy is I agree. I've been thinking more and more like that. You're like, we're not gonna draft offensive line, and you hear Duke talk today. They have no intentions on trading Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams better get ready to play right tackle. That's just what it is. Or sit out. I can't see him doing that. So
I got another question for you about Jonah Williams. We all think he's an average left tackle. Now, when he's healthy, because you always got to put that because he hasn't been healthy. I would love to look this up. I don't know how to look it up. But guys who switch from left to right, do the majority of them excel? Play better at right tackle than they do left tackle. I think Jonah will play better at right tackle than he does left tackle. It's the exact opposite of everything he's been doing. So it's going to be hard to.
I don't know how many guys do that 4 years into their career.
Right. Yeah.
In the
that's
NFL,
I'm not sure.
It feels like that's a move that's usually made from college to the NFL. To me,
right.
I mean, I see more people go from right to left than left to right.
Right. Yeah. No, that's. I've seen that more basically here more recently with the Chiefs have done it twice now. So I don't know. That's just something's going through my head. I'm like, I don't know why. I just have a feeling he's going to be better. I have no basis of it or not. And the other thing is, Jackson Carman came in as Trag said, svelte. So he's slimmed down. I mean, and the Bengals keep saying that the right tackle.
I mean, Jeff, you just come in shooting your load. I went back to the whole offense. We're just now on wide receiver. You jump straight to O tackle, bypass tight end. Fucking do not pass go. Do not. Fucking straight to jail. You ain't getting no $200. Straight to jail. On a monopoly.
All right, I'll stop. Go ahead. You go.
Tight ends. So tight ends for you guys. So start with you, Jeff. Who's your tight end, and then what round that you're like, all right, gotta have him.
Well, I keep going. I want Michael Mayer at 28 if he's there. And if he's not, then I think you're looking at probably third round Kuntz or Tucker Kraft.
Oh, Kraft second round, Strawberry. Come on.
Yeah, that was great. Greg pounded the table in the second round for Kraft.
Strawberry, man, you got to have higher standards for that, man. Don't insult me.
It's not insulting. If you give him the third round, that's better for the Bengals.
Oh, no, it's better, man. It ain't going to happen.
Greg loves him some Tucker Kraft, and I like Tucker Kraft too.
Never know.
I mean, give the second round, that's cool, but
that's where he's got it.
If we get Kraft the third round, I'll pay you $10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Cam?
Like I said, Michael Mayer at 28. If not, I would like possibly Laporta at 60 if he's there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like Laporta. He played on a team where he was the primary focus on offense as far as the passing game. So he used to be in vocal point. I like his production. And I think it can carry over, especially with Joe Burrow. So,
and honestly, that goes back to my point of I think they're going to draft Forbes at 28 because they can get with them signing Irv Smith. We don't have to have a starting tight end,
No.
So that's where I think
I'm still on this train with Pork Chop, man.
Wait, Pork Chop, Darnell at 28 Pork Chop? What's wrong? What are you smoking, buddy?
Pork Chop's coming over with me to Josh Wiley in the third and fourth round.
No, I'm on that too because Santorio owes me and LaRosa's dinner if he gets drafted for the fifth round, so I'm on that train too.
I'll take Wiley.
But the tight end is going to. If Mayer's not there. Which, like I said, I don't think he's going to. I think tight end is going to be second, third round, and they're going to get one that could be a backup this year and our starter next year. And I'm very confident in that with this draft, with as many good tight ends as are out there.
Is this part of it too for you guys? It's not only coming back to Mayer, but pounding the table to avoid Kincaid because they seem to be high on Kincaid. And man, I know we've talked about it. And Cam, you're not a big fan of that.
No, I'm not a big fan of it. And everybody keep telling me, but Gronk had back issues. I'm like, well, that's Gronk. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's a Hall of Famer.
Best tight end of all time.
And he's 6'6", 270 pounds. You know what I mean? This is a whole different body type and frame. Like I said, back issues worry me because they seem to linger and they seem to never ever go away. That's why I don't want Kincaid. He got the talent, but I don't think he'll be able to stay on the field that much.
What was this with Gronk right here? What do you mean by that? You did this when I mentioned Gronk was the best tight end. What is that supposed to mean?
It's supposed to piss you off.
Well, you're a dumbass. Sorry.
It worked. So.
God damn it, Strawberry. I got mad all day, man. Come on, don't do this to me.
You know, I mean, I keep telling you, Gonzalez.
God, would you shut up about Gonzalez? Oh my God, man. Yeah.
He's actually literally in the Hall of Fame. So.
Yeah, Gronk. Oh yeah. Sorry that Gronk has to wait a couple of years. My bad. Don't do this to me, Jeff.
Payne Durham, yeah. 5th, 6th round, yeah, I'd be all for it at that point too. We mentioned Brenton Strange is like 5th round one earlier. Wiley 4th round. Kuntz 4th round, especially.
Yeah.
If he lasts that long.
Be honest.
There's gonna be somebody drop that we don't expect. And I think it's gonna be tight end. So many.
Yeah, it could be. Tight ends are in a pretty good position, so I could see that happening.
Offensive tackle.
Okay.
You got offensive tackle, Iceman.
Well, it's right now it's Darnell Wright, and if not him, 28. I want Dwan. I want him and then if not him, Darnell or Dwan at 60.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we can get. There's nobody that I've really paid attention. I'm more leaning toward they might not draft any of them.
Yeah, me and Greg just said Dwan at 60.
Yeah.
I think Wright's going to be gone before 28.
I think he will be that way. And the thing, I'll say this: the thing with Dwan is, I'm getting not as high on him as I was. Is he won't get on a scale? He won't, and he's not. He's not doing the stuff you need to do to get a higher draft. So that's just those are red flags to me. But I'm willing to take a chance on him because of the size and the potential that he has, and he can sit behind Jonah for a year and hopefully get in shape, and then he can be our right tackle next year.
Is my chair a little distracting when I move at times?
I haven't noticed it, but...
No, I'm sorry. It does. I'm sorry about that. I need to adjust that. What do I need to take care of that.
Game, you got an offensive tackle?
Probably Dwan at 60.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but that's about it for me because I don't think Wright will be there. Anything else, they might as well go in with what they got.
Yeah.
And feel something else. Because like I said, I just don't think they're gonna trade Jonah Williams. They plan on Jonah Williams being that right tackle.
The only way they'll trade Jonah Williams is if somebody gets hurt on another team and somebody is desperate for a left tackle. Then they'll trade him. Then I think it's Jackson Carman, come on down, your right tackle till LC is ready.
Yep.
And then I combined, when Greg and I did this, I combined guard and center, just like an interior O lineman. Is there anybody? This is kind of tough. We didn't hardly have anybody.
Yeah.
What about the guy from Ohio State? Can he play guard? I know he's a center. Can he play guard too?
Whipper's only played center. That's why I haven't really put too much into him. I ended up saying Voorhees in the 5th, the USC guy that's injured, just because you don't have to roster him this year.
Right. So I wouldn't mind getting a center/guard for a backup, but I don't know if there's one in this draft that we can get.
For me, I haven't really been paying attention to guards that much, to be honest with you. But if I say we had to get one, it'll only be if they hope one slide, and it probably won't. But I do like Osiris Torrance. Now he is mostly a guard, so obviously
big son of a bitch, man. He's like 6'5", 3.
Right. So maybe if he's there, but nah, I just can't see. You need somebody that's there right away at 28 to be able to play for you.
This is almost for other teams, right? Like Torrance for other teams. I said Tippmann from Wisconsin, the center, but it'd be for other teams. I don't see him for us unless he gets to like the end of the 3rd, and I don't see that happening. 6'6", he's a center. He's a guard. He can pull. Wisconsin produces linemen for the NFL on the regular. But, yeah, that one's tough.
So I got a question. Wait, you guys are looking at the draft out. We're a week out of it. I'm really thinking first round is going to be a DB, probably Forbes. I think second round is tight end. That's just the way I think it's going to be. What do you guys thought? You got, since we're getting this close, you got to zero in on what you actually think they're going to do.
Same deal.
I tell you what, I can pull up a mock draft and we could talk about it.
Let's do it.
I'm on my phone, so you have to tell me if I can see it all.
See, you guys can continue that discussion though while I'm pulling this up.
Ken, what do you got? Are you in the ballpark of what you think they're probably going to do since we're a week out?
Oh man, it's kind of hard to keep it close to the vest, but I really do think they go defense first. Sometimes if they have a corner there that they like, I think that's the move. If somebody like Kancey gets to them, that's the move. Or if they, maybe they like someone like Breesy, we don't know. But if they don't like anything, I really do think they trade back a little bit, and they may trade back into the beginning of the second round, get a later fourth round pick, and start stacking some picks there to get more players on the roster.
I think this could be a pretty defensive heavy draft because the more, for what they've been saying, the more I've been thinking about it, we got a lot of guys on this defense that their contracts are coming up, and if we're going to sign T and Joe and Chase, we're not going to be able to keep, like, I love DJ Reader. I don't think they're going to keep him after his contract up. He's going to be 30. You got Cheeto that's coming up. Trey Henderson's going to come up. I mean, that's where I think they're going to have to start drafting more defense to hopefully replace these guys, because they're not going to be able to keep signing free agents and all the stuff they've been doing because they got to pay our three main stars.
Yep.
So you ready to start this thing there, Dale?
Yeah, let's kick it off.
Let's do this.
It's a nice day out there. It was like freezing like 2 days ago.
It's going to be, well, don't get used to it too much, man. It's going to be cold this week and next week, I think. This weekend, I think.
How's our regular? We're supposed to have the after prom party.
Ooh, the Bills took Jalen Hyatt. That's a surprise.
Yeah. Whoa, can't see.
Here it is. Let's lock it in. 24. I mean, 28.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to pass.
Did
we'll look, just kind of see.
Did Forbes get taken?
No, there's Forbes right here. So if you guys think we're going to take Forbes, there he is, our top corner on the board. Branch is still available. Audible Warrior is available. DeJuan Jones and Anton Harrison are available. Jahmyr Gibbs, if you're on that train.
It's all right. Well, I don't know what's
Washington.
going on. I'm frozen or something. I got to leave.
We can still hear you, Iceman.
Yeah, I can't see it not being Kansas if he on no board. That'll be very
that's what's tough, because like this one just sets up to where it's like, hey, here's Kansas. We're trying to do one where it's probably more realistic.
Right.
And he's gone. Do you guys want to go that route and take Forbes and just pretend like Kansas wasn't here?
Yeah, just take Forbes because that's realistic to me.
Because we know Kansas would be our pick.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be their pick, though, still.
That's the thing. I'm not sure either. I mean, it sounds like they're super high on Forbes.
Yeah.
Let's get Forbes.
Let's
get Forbes, and that way we'll see how the rest of it kind of plays out. Yeah, like Travis said, he'd really enjoy Keanu Benton at 60. Me too. I'm high on Benton at 60 as well. I think that makes sense. Iceman's back in here before I pop back to the other screen.
Yeah,
I'm just going to reject all trades today. So we've got and when we were talking about D-line, I said Tully be hard to pass up. Derek Hall be hard to pass up. I said for corner with Brents, but we took Forbes. So we'll just kind of so Downs is available in Tillman. And then interior, man, they got Voorhees all the way up.
Damn.
Like,
what round are we in right now?
Second.
We're only in the second. We went ahead and took Forbes.
Okay.
Just because we want to make it a little more realistic. We don't think Cansey's going to be there.
What's a tight end?
Tucker Kraft.
Tucker.
Which is Greg's man. Running back, we got A-Chain and Spears. A-Chain's super explosive. Bergeron at tackle. What to me, he's not out of the picture.
Bergeron?
No. But man, I just have a tough time not wanting to take Tooley here.
Yeah, it's either
he is good. No, I like Tooley, don't get me wrong, but man, I like Tucker Kraft, man.
You get Kuntz in the third though.
You know what? Let's just
yeah, I'm going Tooley.
Let's go Tooley. You know what? Let's take a chance. Why not?
Yeah.
We'll take Tooley. We'll see what's there in the third for tight end. And I do like A-Chain. I know in the chat we got guys all about it. I do like him. I just don't know. He is smaller, and it is a concern. Watch him fall to the third now and make it really tough.
Oh, my God, he's there.
A-Chain.
A-Chain's there. Tillman, who I said I have a first round grade on.
This is $10. I'd be willing to pay Strawberry here if this happens.
And Tucker Kraft, oh, man. Yeah. You talk about offensive talent just staring you in the face right here.
I'd have a hard time not taking Kraft here, even if the other guy's there.
But I mean, that's kind of that's kind of a little bit of a dream to me. Like, okay, you took two defensive players, and now you're sitting here.
Yeah.
And it comes down to, besides your tackle, which we said at this point, we're not taking the tackle probably anyways for the most part.
Right.
We got A-Chain, Tillman, and Kraft. Give me any of them for real.
Yeah.
So it's 2-0 Kraft.
I'm thinking maybe switch it up and take A-Chain as much as I like Tillman.
Well, the thing is Kuntz, who's left in the tight ends? I can't see the screen.
Kuntz, Schoonmaker was there.
You could probably, they might fall to the fourth. I mean,
Strange.
I do like Shoemaker.
Wiley.
What do you
Yeah, I'm gonna go. If it was up to me, I'm going either A-Chain or Tillman.
I
might go A-Chain for real.
I love Tillman.
No, Strawberry, no.
Tillman doesn't have the return ability I want from a receiver.
All right.
I say A-Chain.
Dude, you compare A-Chain with Joe Mixon and have an explosive 1-2 punch.
All right, go
takes his pay cut.
Yep.
Why not? You guys have proved me wrong, and let's just do this.
I was gonna say, watch Kraft fall to fourth. Nah, he gone.
He will not.
He gone.
Oh,
we take Kraft every time when he falls to the third.
I know.
We got to mix it up. A-Chain, we never hardly take. If A-Chain gets into the third in real life, seriously, I'd probably have to take him too.
And my boy there in the fourth too. At running back.
Yeah, Roshan. Yeah,
right, that's tight end.
That's the part that hurts Cam.
Go to tight end here. Go to tight end. Ah,
Kuntz.
Let's do it.
That's what I said. Probably be there. I take Kuntz.
Did Wiley get drafted?
Yeah, Wiley's on the board.
Really?
See, that's what. So Greg gets his LaRosas. He doesn't. Wiley doesn't come to the Bengals, but he's off the board.
Yep.
In the fourth round.
Let's do this.
I get my $10.
Yeah, I'm gonna look and see just what's out there. So Saldivari, Warren McClendon, Carter Warren for lineman. Kuntz, Boutte, all the three-way jokes. Voorhees still there. We don't need another corner, but Kai Blue Kelly's still on the board. Yeah, I mean Kuntz, and it worked out for us.
Yeah. Now the one's going to get interesting.
Yeah, now this is all open. We solidified the need. Everything's open now.
Yeah, I mean, and you could go. Okay, we said, oh, we're not going to take an offensive tackle, but now, and Voorhees just went, and I've been talking. Well, I'd take him at the end of the 5th and send him a year.
Right.
He just went off the board. So
I
we look at Charlie Jones has return ability at wide receiver. So if you're getting a wide receiver, you're wanting a guy that can return. I'm not loving the rest of that board. Wicks isn't bad, but I don't know what it gives you in the return game.
Would he be a possible replacement for Tyler Boyd? Is he that high or?
No, not in my opinion. Ivan Pace way down here surprises me.
I like Pace.
I think he's better. I just don't think the Bengals. They need that.
I don't know if they need safety. Yeah.
I like Payne Durham, Davis, Allen, and I like Braden Willis as a blocking tight end. Like doubling down on tight end wouldn't be awful, but you brought back Drew Sample and you got Asiasi.
Oi.
Corner, I don't see doubling on corner.
Nah.
Safety depth, there's Ronnie Hickman.
Oh, there's Ronnie
earlier.
You want to take him, Dale, or
edge? Dylan Horton's not a bad edge. I got Nick Hampton as like a 3rd, 4th round guy from App State as an edge rusher. And then if we're looking at tackles, there's Warren McClendon still and Carter Warren.
Yeah,
I would honestly take a flyer on McClendon.
Yeah, I would too right now.
I'm kind of.
Do we have the roster spot? Like that's my biggest problem.
If you draft him, you're cutting LC.
Yeah.
Well, you're not necessarily cutting LC. You might have to cut a Cody Ford.
I think Cody Ford gonna be a guard still.
Yeah.
But they don't keep that many, and they usually for active roster. And the one guy they brought back, I feel like he's definitely going to still be there. The guy that had to play
Sharping.
Yeah, Max Sharping. I don't know. I'm cool with taking McClendon though, because I think at this point in the 5th round, he's been a starter in the SEC at Georgia.
I think this might be one of the first years that not all the Bengals draft picks actually make the team.
Yeah.
No matter,
That's true. That's true.
Well, then, but you gotta look at some of the guys unfortunately, like Adeniji, Deontay Smith that's been here and that has shown,
which I do, like Will J saying Adeniji, Deontay cutting more than which I think those guys are probably on the block to be cut anyways.
Yeah.
Adeniji, Deontay. That's why I was trying to get into and there's still Carter Warren.
Oh, we got a B.
Definitely not taking another. All right, you guys want to get Jake Moody and replace Evan McPherson?
No.
Man, let's go to receiver. Let's get the return.
That was a quick no.
Trey Tucker.
Let's do it.
Ooh, Trey Tucker.
I think Rakeem Jarrett could end up being a decent slot guy, but same thing with Puka Nacua. Any other positions we want to look at? Interior O-line.
What about punters? We got punter.
Linebacker, corner, safety. Hickman's still available at safety.
No, Dale, take him, man. If you want to take him, take him.
D-line, Jalen Redmond is a solid choice there. If you want to double up on running back, Evan Hall, Deneric Prince, Hunter Lepke.
Did you bring up punter? They got anything there?
Well, we still got one more pick, so I was going to save it till the 7th.
Oh, my bad. I thought we were on the 7th.
But they're all still there. So what do you guys want? We kind of got Redmond, or you guys seem to want Trey Tucker just for the speed?
Trey Tucker.
Yeah.
What about quarterback? This is the...
Nah. Stenson I like, but nah.
I like Jake Hayner. I'm surprised he's rated as low as that. He's not super mobile, but he's a solid quarterback. I got him as 4th rounder. So what do you guys think?
I'd still go Tucker, but
Tucker.
Go Tucker.
I might want Puka Nacua.
I'll be back. I got somebody's calling me. I got to answer this. I'll be back.
All right. I mean, Jake Hayner's still on the board. Get your backup corner or backup quarterback for the long haul. Already took a receiver. I can't see us taking another receiver.
No. Yeah, I mean,
Jay Ward at safety is mid. And we could take a punter. They're pretty much all here.
yeah.
Or we can get our backup quarterback.
Let's go ahead and lock up that backup quarterback.
Let's do it. We're bringing in an undrafted punter. They were all still on the board.
Yeah.
What the hell is Greg doing?
I'm here.
Making all kinds of damn noise in the background.
No, I was just eating something quickly. That's all.
All right, so to recap. We had Cansey on the board, but we wanted to do something a little different. We could take him all the time. So we took Forbes at corner. I mean, probably, I don't know if there's betting odds for pick 28, but I imagine he's probably the betting favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is an A+. This is a realistic A+ right here.
And then you got Tooley at pick 60. He can kick inside some. He can play outside. I think he had 13 or 13 and a half sacks this year for USC on a not very good defense. He was a bright spot. I'm very high on him. Like, I just think he's going to be a hell of a player. If he gets to 60, man, I would seriously be ecstatic for him as our pick.
Oh, yeah.
A-Chain at 92 for everybody that's high on Gibbs at 28. If A-Chain's there in the end of the third, I have a solid second-round grade on him. If he's there at the end of the third, dude, he's explosive. He's a home run hitter. If you like Gibbs, you should like A-Chain. Now, Gibbs is a better pass catcher. Gibbs is a little bit bigger than A-Chain. Not much, but a little bit. So those are kind of the reasons he's a first-rounder, but give me the guy in the third that's explosive. Then we got Kuntz at tight end. Raz score at 10, 6'7", needs development. But he also started at Penn State for a few years, didn't really do anything there, transferred to Old Dominion. But talent, I don't think is a question. It's just coaching him up. And Zach Taylor said we had the best tight end coach in the NFL, so prove it. Here's your guy to work with. Warren McClendon at offensive tackle. We're going to try to mold him into right tackle of the future. Yep. Trey Tucker from Cincinnati at wide receiver. He's got speed. We want to see him do some returns. He's going to have to make the roster as a return special teams guy, point blank. And then we took Jake Hayner from Fresno State to compete with Jake Browning, the battle of the Jakes, for backup quarterback. So that was our draft for today. I think we did pretty good.
Dude, that's a realistic A+ right there. If that was our draft, I'd walk away a very happy person.
Yeah, I mean, taking Fort, like, obviously it could have all started different.
I'll take
that Cansey and been like, hell yeah, we got Cansey. But like I said, I've seen him on the Locked On, the Detroit Locked On guys took him 6th overall in the Locked On draft. 6th. So try to be a little realistic that maybe there's a reason this guy is not, he's probably not going to make it to 28. He didn't need to go in on visits. Clean prospect. You know what you're getting. Yeah, he's got short arms, but he's also explosive. He's a freaking beast.
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't think he gets to 28. If he's there, yeah, hell yeah, I'd take him in real life if he was there.
Oh, yeah.
He's at the top of my list, but we wanted to go with Forbes starting at corner and then work our draft that way. Seems more likely. So we'll see how it goes. Because even if it's not Forbes, I could see it being Cam Smith. Or let's say Forbes goes and Banks falls. Then they probably would take Banks, honestly. If he fell and someone took Forbes before them. Like, I could see corner being the pick a few different ways, honestly.
I could see Cam Smith easily at 28. I mean, I think Joe Goodberry even talked about it. He would take Cam Smith at 28. He'd still be good value there.
Well, I think our guy Matt Lawless talked about it before Joe Goodberry. Ain't that right, Matt?
Yeah, Matt, you get all the credit. Matt, you know what? When that T-shirt comes out, the campaign T-shirt, you get all the credit for it.
Yeah, we'll make Joe send you one. It's Joe's money, so it ain't my money. Joe does merch. But, well, guys, I appreciate it. You guys going to be around tomorrow to do one at 3:30?
You know it, bro.
Yep, I should be available, actually.
Let's do this.
Sounds good. Appreciate everybody in the chat. We'll fire back another show tomorrow at 3:30. Not sure about what Derek and Joe. We'll probably do one at 8. I don't know if it'll just be me and Joe. I don't know what the plan is for that one, but we'll keep the shows firing off. We got a week till the draft. I'm excited to see who we get. Iceman and I with the big draft extravaganza coming next week. Coach Cam, you going to hop on? Greg, you guys planning on hopping in that at some point throughout the weekend?
Yeah, I'll hop in. If it ain't full, I'll hop on.
Yeah, damn, Jeff's inviting everybody.
Exactly.
I can't promise it's going to be for hours, Dale, but if I get a couple minutes, I'll do it, buddy.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate you guys, and appreciate y'all in the chat tuning in. And hoo-day!
Hoo-day!
Hey.
Hooday, baby! Let's go! It's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. Hooday when we fight. Live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move bottom? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em.